Jackson Brown, 98.7 WFGR, 819, 75 degrees, and somebody's baby. Andy O, Dave Cackley, why don't you give us a quick traffic report before we headlong into this Susan G. Komen conversation?
All right, still looking at moderate to heavy traffic flows. East and westbound I-96, the Ford, north and southbound 131. No major incidents or accidents going right now. Should be clear. Those earlier crashes, westbound 196 at Wilson, Lake Michigan Drive at Kinney. Looking good, US 31 from Holland to Muskegon. So far, no reported problems. Construction delays continuing along 28th between Kraft and Patterson. Still down to one lane in both directions. That's traffic on 98.7 WFGR.
Susan G. Komen, the name that goes hand in hand with either saving the tatas or cancer treatment or cancer support or however you want to look at it. If you want to take the lighthearted approach and take the save the tatas route, that's one way to go. If you want to go serious, we can talk about that as well. But the Race for the Cure is coming up on September 28th out at Rivertown Crossings Mall in Granville. Tanya Horan's here. She's the one that called in and let you have it yesterday.
That was you.
Yeah.
You were the one you were the other person who was wrong on the topic of discussion.
Did you read our Facebook page?
Yeah, everybody was against me.
You're 100% wrong.
Whatever.
You're a cheating, dirty.
Whatever.
You know what you are?
Call me what you want.
You're a weasel.
Okay.
Cheating weasel over there.
Fine.
But you brought in a guest today, Rory Bancroft. How are you, Rory? Oh, I got to turn your mic on, don't I?
Oh, that helps when the mic's on.
Yeah,
I'm fine.
Yeah, good? All right, so you took a different approach when it came to, what is it, like preventive? For cancer and all that kind of stuff. Talk a little bit about how you...
Family history.
Okay.
My mom's a 2-time survivor. She had cancer when I was 15, and then again when I turned 30.
Breast cancer? Breast cancer? Okay.
Breast cancer. So the second time around, she actually got tested for the gene. And because she was tested, me and my sister went and got tested.
Yeah.
Susan G. Komen footed the bill for us to be tested for the gene. So I'm positive, my sister's negative.
Really?
Yes.
So this could be something in your future. You could have cancer spark up in yourself as well.
Correct.
Did they tell you at all, like, what are the percentages of people, if you do test positive for the gene, the odds of you getting cancer or developing that?
I have an 85% chance of getting cancer.
Wow.
Yes.
How do you live with that?
Just like you live every day.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't stop and think about it? You don't get worried about it or anything?
Why?
Well, I mean, I grant you that, but, it's one of these things. Does it elevate your visits to the doctor?
Yes.
Do you find yourself with a little bit of, and I don't want to say hypochondriac?
No.
None of that?
I have power.
Yeah.
I have power. I can tell the doctor I want this test or I don't want this test. If I don't want to be a pincushion this month, I don't have to be a pincushion. I've already had 2 biopsies. I'm 33.
You've had 2, so you've had 2 lumps taken out already?
No, just biopsies.
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 Yeah.
They've just tested because they found spots. Because of the gene, they want to do the test quicker.
Wow.
They're not going to mess around because they know it could go to cancer.
No kidding.
The first biopsy came back as nothing. The second biopsy came back as they are cells that will eventually grow.
And this is something that Komen paid for you to have done?
Yes.
Wow. What does it cost?
The test without help is around $3,000.
Wow.
Just to test your blood.
No kidding.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing.
Now, because I've been seeing on TV lately, they've got this thing called 23andMe that you can get a DNA test, and it kind of does. I mean, is that anything that you've given thought to, or is this just is this a bigger, more broad scope of testing that they do?
I actually don't know anything
you don't
about
know?
that. I don't have television.
You don't have a television?
I don't have television.
Wow.
So you didn't know Dave was on TV?
No, I'm
Oh,
sorry.
my goodness, Dave. See that?
My celebrity just went down another peg.
It did. Next thing you know, you're going to be on I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here in Russia. But with this, I mean, I can't imagine having that knowledge of 85% chance of this happening. You know what I mean? Do you, like, once a year go back and make out your life story again in case anything bad? Nothing like that?
No.
Seem to have a pretty good outlook on I think the fact that you have a good chance of this happening kind of does empower you in some way.
Oh, it does. It does. It definitely does. Like I said, I can make the decisions if I want the mammograms, if I want the MRIs, if I want to be poked and prodded. Like the cells that they found that are going to grow, they know they're going to grow. They gave me the option, do you want them all removed right now? No.
Okay.
I don't want to go through that right now.
Right.
We'll just watch them. You got markers in there, I can watch them. I don't need to do that. My husband wanted me to just go and get the mastectomy because that lowers my chances from 85% to 5% if I do what Angelina did.
Wow.
Well, Angelina Jolie, who went and had a double mastectomy done.
She lowered her risk from 85% to 5%. Doesn't mean she can't get it.
Right.
She still has to get screened. My theory is why do that until they find something?
Right.
They're looking all the time, so why get it done when it might not ever happen?
Right. And if it does happen, you can catch it early enough to where you don't have to necessarily go through that.
Correct.
All right. Now, you mentioned month to month, you get to make the decision as to whether or not you want to be poked and prodded. How often does that decision have to come up? Do you do it once a month? Do you do it every 6 months? How do you go about that?
Once a year, I do an MRI. Once a year, I do a mammogram. They're 6 months apart.
Okay.
So depending on what those find, depend on what else happens.
Right.
Like I've had an MRI guided biopsy over at Spectrum. I was supposedly, according to the doctor there, I was the youngest one to undergo an MRI guided biopsy. She was really surprised. She hadn't looked at the age on my chart when she saw me. She was floored.
Well, you do look young. I mean, you look very young.
I was 30 at that time.
No kidding.
So then I've had the ultrasound guided biopsy. That one was really cool because I got to watch the screen.
Really?
So, yeah.
So you could watch them like working inside you? Oh,
yeah,
no
it
kidding.
was really cool. And that one, I knew that they were going to tell me that I had cells of some sort in there because the ultrasound tech had actually left the screen up when she left to go have the doctor look at it.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at it, and they got the ultrasound pictures on the walls, and I'm looking at those, and I'm comparing. I'm like, they're going to tell me I got this kind of cyst going on, and sure enough.
No kidding.
But my mom's a nurse, too, so, I mean, this stuff doesn't freak me out.
See, I hate that. When you go to the doctor and they do like an MRI in front of you, and you know that the tech knows what she's doing.
Right, and they can't tell you anything.
Hey, what are you looking at? Oh, I can't tell you that. The doctor has to. Shut up.
Yeah.
Just tell me. What do you see? You know, give me a break.
And then also with my yearlies that I do, that every woman should be doing, I have to have blood drawn.
Yep.
They're checking for the cancer markers, which every one of us have, but it has to be under 30. And the last time mine was only at 18.
Wow.
And then they do an ultrasound, both on the stomach and vaginally, and they're checking the ovaries because of having the gene. It also can cause ovarian cancer, which usually doesn't get detected unless it's a stage 4.
Right.
So,
in fact, I'll bring this up because it was just big news yesterday. Robin Quivers from the Howard Stern Show.
Yeah.
They ended up finding a grapefruit-sized tumor in her that was cancerous. And it was close to being. He went on. I think on Entertainment Tonight, he was planning her funeral. It was that close.
Right.
I mean, so people got to be checked out for this cancer stuff. You just never know. And if you've got that kind of knowledge ahead of time that you can get, if you've got that family history from the Komen Foundation, take advantage of it.
Right.
If your sister or your mom or anybody else has ever had this kind of disease going on, get a hold of Komen
because
and tell them.
The positive thing is if you do catch these early, there's such a high likelihood that you can recover completely from it.
Correct. Definitely. And the support system, I mean, I've got so many new friends just from being involved with Komen.
Right.
And it's amazing that, I mean, these women that are there and the couple guys that are working for them, that they'll be there to hold your hand if you don't have anyone that's able to.
Yeah.
And you can't ask for something else like that.
Right.
I mean, just the support system alone.
Do you have kids?
No.
You don't?
No.
Something you're working on?
No.
No?
No.
All right, well, I just want and the reason I ask is because I would like to know at what age if you were to have children, what age would you start having them checked out?
You cannot get them checked out. That was one of the questions I asked because my sister has children, so I was worried that if she tested positive for my nieces, and because she tested negative, we don't have to worry about them unless it pops up on the dad's side. I was told by the geneticist then that they don't allow parents to test for children.
Okay.
The kids have to be 20.
Okay, well.
So they have to make their own decision.
Fair enough.
Right.
Don't you think?
Oh.
This race, let's talk a little bit about the race for the cure out at, do you want to take this, Tanya? Do you want to jump on over there? Let's talk a little bit about the race for the cure. Yes, yeah. Come right up there. Hey, I like that. Nice. All right, it's at Rivertown Crossings Mall. Let's talk a little bit about the race.
So we are really excited. We are tracking this year for our goal. We'd love to have 6,000 people join us for our Sweet 16 this year.
That's right.
Nice.
16 years of Komen Grand Rapids. That's
Yes,
awesome.
So you get a car with a bow.
Yeah, you're precious.
No, you're not getting a car, Dave. Sorry.
Sweet 16.
Sweet 16, right. And you're going to come with a little special prom date, and a little bow. Yeah, no.
Aww.
That's precious.
Talk about the event.
So for the event this year, we're really excited. Rory mentioned Spectrum is one of our grantees, but they're also our presenting sponsor this year for the race.
Okay.
As well as tons of other amazing sponsors this year, brand new sponsors. Even organizations like Spoon Liquors are kind of going to be out there that day. There's going to be so much activity and excitement and enthusiasm in the group this year because it is our Sweet 16 and because people like Rory are able to get the tests that they need from the funds that we raise every year from the Race for the Cure.
Sure.
It is our signature fundraising event and absolutely vital that we're able to keep those grant dollars in West Michigan to help people just like Rory.
Right.
Wow, what a great thing. And it's happening the 28th of September. Can people register for this now or can they register the day of? How does it work?
So we are asking that people go ahead and get registered now.
Yep.
You can register at www.komenwestmichigan.org.
Something tells me that link's going to end up on WFGR.com in a few minutes.
Perfect. So when you sign up, you can go ahead and go to the register. And if you go to the register section, you can register for your own team if you'd like to start your own team, or you can search by other teams and join other teams.
And you've got a team you're doing. What's the name of your team?
I'm Tinkerbell Tata.
Nice!
Fantastic.
Our executive director has a team as well. So even if you don't have a team, you can certainly find some amazing teams to join out there for the race day, or you can come out as an individual as well. You don't have to be on a team,
right.
But bring your pink tutus and have a great time. We're going to celebrate life together on
Awesome.
September 28th.
Out at Rivertown Crossings Mall. Komen for the Cure in Grand Rapids. Tanya, thanks so much for coming back in.
Thank you, and thanks for having Rory.
Putting Dave straight on yesterday.
Happy to do so every morning I can.
The moral compass of our show.
One of us has to be.
And Rory, thanks so much. And I'll tell you what, when we put the picture up, Dave and I were talking off the air a little bit here.
Yes.
Rory looks a lot like
Maggie Gyllenhaal.
Yeah, she does. She really does.
Yes.
So there you go. Rory, thank you so much.
Tanya,
thank you. Race for the Cure out at Rivertown Crossings Mall coming up September 28th. Be there.